Welcome back to Popeye and Deep Sea Danger. Today we're reading Chapter 7. Chapter 7. In a Trance. With an explosive roar, a strong fishing net shot out of the sub's single torpedo tube. By the time Popeye saw the unfurling net approaching him, it was too late to try to duck aside. In an instant, the gallant seafarer was entangled in the webbing. Inside the sub, with a laugh of triumph, Grumbler pushed a control button. A windlass began turning rapidly, hauling the net and the still surprised Popeye back into the torpedo tube. A red light blinked over the tube's airlock. The outside door was sealed tight. Grumbler turned the tube's big handle, and Popeye flopped onto the sub's deck. He was dripping wet and completely bound by the net. Popeye blew the mouthpiece from between his lips. "Avast there!" he bellowed. "I don't know who you swabs are, but I'll teach you to respect the freedom of the underseas and not capture innocent sailors." With a mighty shrug of his shoulders, Popeye burst the heavy netting around him as if he had been held by thin thread. "Watch it!" gasped a startled Grumbler. "Look into my eyes," ordered Dr. Stare, glaring at Popeye with his large dark eyes. "I'm looking and they're ugly," retorted Popeye. "You are sleepy. Very sleepy," Stare intoned. "You want sleep." "I want to sleep," Popeye repeated. His hands, which had been reaching out for Dr. Stare, froze in midair. His eyes drooped shut. He breathed regularly. "You did it!" shouted Grumbler. "You hypnotized him." While the burly Grumbler watched, Stare then slipped a very small radio signaling device into Popeye's pocket under his scuba gear. "When you locate the sea monster," Stare commanded, "you will press the signals button. Now you will be returned outside, where you will wake up. You'll recall nothing that happened here. If we ever meet again, you will obey me." The two men replaced Popeye's mouthpiece and loaded him into the sub's torpedo tube. The scuba-suited Popeye was hurled back into the water. Meanwhile, Wimpy had begun to feel a little uneasy as the schooner rocked. While his hands were busily fixing 5 pounds of hamburger meat, his stomach was churning. He opened his bottle of seasick prevention pills. Just then, a large swell rocked the ship, shaking the open pill bottle in his hand and scattering lots of pills onto the hamburger meat. "Oh, what a waste," sighed Wimpy. I'll have to throw this meat away. Anyone eating a pill-filled hamburger made from this would fall asleep before he could enjoy its fantastic flavor. Saying that, Wimpy tossed the big patty out the jagged opening where the porthole had been located. He heard the drugged meat splash into the sea outside. At the same moment, Popeye was swimming along underwater. Recalling nothing of his strange experience on the submarine, it was as if nothing had happened since he had dived below. He wondered if they would ever sight that legendary sea monster. Popeye had hit something big. In fact, as he looked at the object he had struck, he saw that he had hit not a big, but a huge sea monster. It looked just like the creature in Sweet Pea's school book. Sharp teeth parted as the giant jaws lunged to snap up the scuba diver. Popeye reached up, and with a hand on top of and below the monster's savage jaws, he pushed with all his might. The great jaws snapped shut, missing him by inches. The monster hurtled past him, but the creature's tail cracked like a whip, striking Popeye and sending him rolling. Then, with jaws once again parted, the creature darted toward the stunned sailor. At that very instant, the pill-filled hamburger meat that Wimpy had thrown overboard floated down through the water. Snap! With one giant bite, the creature's powerful jaws engulfed the meat. Popeye readied himself for the next attack, but instead, to his surprise, the monster paddled off, chewing contentedly on the meat. "There's Popeye!" a worried Olive Oil called out as Popeye surfaced. "I saw the sea critter," Popeye informed them as he climbed on deck. "What did he look like?" asked Professor Findham. "Just like the picture in Sweet Pea's book," replied Popeye. "How big was it? Where did it go? How did it swim?" Professor Findham rattled off his questions in an excited barrage. "Wasn't it shaped like a submarine? We saw such a shape on the sonar while you were below." "Submarine?" laughed Popeye. "There's no sub down there." Dr. Stare's hypnotic suggestion was working. Popeye recalled nothing. "Did the monster have all those teeth?" asked Sweet Pea. "Oh!" cried Olive, pointing behind them. "You can see for yourself!" The sea monster had surfaced. That's it for Chapter 7, folks. I hope you'll join me next time for Chapter 8 as we read Captured. Getting down to the nitty-gritty now. Thanks for joining me today. It's been a fun chapter. We'll see you next time.
I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish, 'cause I eat my spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.